All these notifications. All these notifications. Crop this out. Oh my gosh, what is all these notifications? Let's make sure my Discord right now is muted. Okay. What's going on? We are just getting started here. Observed. Okay. One observed. Let's get in our sphere. Tornado. Okay. Let's ramp this down a little. 1 second, guys. Just getting set up here. Settings. Let's turn this opacity down a little bit. There we go. And let's close that down. I have too many things open. I don't need NVIDIA control panel open. Sonic Suite, do I need that? I don't think I need that. What's going on, guys? Santi. Thanks, Santi. We're gonna make it even cooler. Grand Slam. Yeah, let's dive into these real quick. Let's do this. Charles, what's going on? What is going on? This is crappy reflectivity. Is that really the best radar we have right here? Okay. That's what we're working with. Can't really see much. Is this really the best radar we have here? Lots of hail. You can see lots of hail in these storms. But that's not all hail, but this is a what is this? Is there a better can I get a better radar, please? All right, let's check this out. Velocities. This is our most significant looking tornado, I think, right here. That's moving just to the east. This one looks good too. This one looks good too. That's about to move right between Detroit, Texas and Clarksville, Texas. Looks like it's going to split it. Headed up towards Wright City. Look at this thing. Good signature, good couplet on the ground there. This one looks okay. Heading up to the north towards Wright City, Oklahoma. This one looks decent to the east of Sulphur Springs. Let's take a different look at it here. Trying to get itself together. You can see the correlation coefficient right where that was. So we need to watch out for that one as well. This is an observed tornado on the ground down here. Look at this, guys. Grand Saline. Yeah, you were right. That's what you were talking about. That one looks nice, unfortunately. Nice, not in a good way, in a mean way. You can see the rotation right there on the reflectivity headed up towards Yantis, Como, Texas. We're just getting them lined up here. They are lining up down here, unfortunately, but we kind of expected this. This is definitely circulation heading over Murchison, headed up towards Minola, something like that, Texas. Someone help me out. Quitman, Texas. Santi, what's up? You in the back, Santi. I did make it to stream, yeah. Good to see you, MK. MK, you gotta see. The Discord is set up nice now. The Discord's set up so every time there's a tornado warning, a flash flood warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, it's automatically post it and update it in the Discord channel. So every single warning is posted as soon as it comes out and update it. I have just tons of channels that are constantly updating. It's all organized now. You guys can check it out. Yep. That's what's going on. Discord's available for any subs or members. I've got it. We're gonna it's doing pretty well. I like the features we have, but we're gonna make it even nicer, especially for days like this where you need constant information, up-to-date information. Can you check Seattle? Let's see, Santi, what did you say? I missed it after you asked. Santi, Discord me. Shoot me a Discord, I'll answer you. There's another perk. Just message me on Discord. I'll answer you. But stay in my stream. It helps my algorithm. Do you think Paris, Texas will get any of it? Okay. Paris, Texas is a little bit off to the west of this main squall line. Luckily, I think, you know, your instability is going to be along this and out to the east. Paris right now doesn't look too bad. If you were to have anything, it probably would have already happened. We can go and we can take a look at our MRMS. And you can see this line that's setting up out to the east. This right here, if you're on the west of it, you're looking pretty solid right now. You're looking pretty solid. There's going to be some thunderstorms likely that form out here. Let me zoom out a little bit more so you guys can see that better. Oh, I didn't even realize I got to... Let me switch up these scenes so you guys can see what I'm looking at better. All right. Let's switch this. That's a little bit better. Who's calling me? I don't know who that is. 1 second, guys. Let me get this set up. Good. So, yeah, we might have some thunderstorms setting up over here that could bring some strong winds and hail over into the DFW and then up towards the Paris area. Lots of tornadoes lately. That's an understatement. Yeah, but yes. Yes. Another, this was extended, this tornado warning heading up towards Hideaway, Lindale, and Holly Lake Ranch. This was extended. I don't know if you guys saw, but let me pull this up real quick. It shows all the warnings and outlooks and all that crap, right? But how do I keep them from spamming on my phone? I can turn that off. I can turn off the announcements. Or I think you can unfollow the channel as well. Here, I will, here's what we'll do. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Oops. Yeah, you should be able to, Santi, you can go in there and you can mute the channel. Let's see. How's West Texas looking like? Yeah, so we could get some thunderstorms out in West Texas with some hail and winds. The tornado chances aren't super likely out there. So really quickly, guys, tornado warnings. Red River, Texas, Hopkins, Texas, Delta, Texas, Lamar, Texas, Van Zant and Rains, Texas, Henderson, Texas, McCurtain, Oklahoma, Red River, Texas, Smith, Texas, Wood, Texas, McCurtain, Oklahoma, Red River, Texas. If you guys are in those areas, you are in a tornado, or around there, you are in a tornado warning. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings just under Jackson, Mississippi. Those aren't likely to spin up, but we're going to be watching those. Let's see here. Missouri, yeah, this got extended. This 30% hatch risk for tornadoes got extended up into southeastern Missouri. So we are watching areas, Frederickstown, all the way down to West Plains and east, Cape Girardeau, Poplar Bluff, and Sykeston. We are watching southeastern Missouri for that. And this is going to be another couple hours probably until it gets really intense up there. So we have a little bit of time, maybe a few hours. We have a little time for you guys up there. Let's see here. Laddie, J. Irvin, Pisces, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be on here for a little bit. Fridays, I usually do stuff with my family, you know, my wife and kids. So I'm not going to be on here super long today. But I wanted to get on here for a little bit to cover this and to answer your guys' questions. Is it confirmed headed toward Mount Pleasant, Texas? Let's see. We do have an observed. Yes, we do have an observed tornado heading up towards Mount Pleasant. So I would probably stay up to date and potentially get in a safe spot already right now. This is pretty far out. Not very far out. This is, but it's not exactly knocking on your door, but we're talking 30 minutes maybe. It's gonna be there, so, or close. And you know, let's go into the velocity here. That is a tornado couplet right there. So that is probably on the ground. And what I know from Radar Omega is their velocity radar lags. So I think it might be up here. I always assume it's a little bit ahead, but anyone in here should still be prepared. But it lags a little bit on the time with the velocity radar as compared to the composite reflectivity. We have another one down here too. So this is Radar Omega. I'm using Radar Omega right now. Little Rock, yes, we have to keep our eye on Little Rock today. If you guys want to look at the timing of this, more severe thunderstorm warnings up there to the northeast. That is the smallest thing I've ever seen. If you guys want to look at the timing of this, we can go up into our HRRR. So let's go into the 19Z. So Little Rock. I things look like they might really be going downhill as we get into around, let's call it 9 to 10 p.m. Central. These storms are going to be very close to you guys, knocking on your door. So this is going to be same with Cape Girardeau, Mount Vernon, and southeastern and southern Illinois. So, and then as we get out a little bit farther towards midnight Central, 1 a.m. Central, we're knocking on the door of Tennessee and Kentucky. And, Texarkana really could see the most intense stuff moving in at around 7, 8 Central. So this is kind of your timeline here, guys. You know where you are. Look at this, and this is your timeline here. Ready? So this is 5 Central, 6 Central, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Yeah, 5 in the morning. Sorry, I was doing that right. So that's our timing on that. So let's see here. Yeah. Just want to make sure, because the HRRR, when I'm showing this on Pivotal Weather, is 7 hours ahead of Central. When I'm showing it on Radar Omega, it's an hour behind Eastern. So it's an hour ahead of Central. So I always have to remember the time. The time equation in my head. Anything for Columbus, Ohio. You could see this marginal risk. Well, here, let's actually get out of the tornado risk and let's move over to our categorical. This you guys are in a general thunderstorm for today. Actually, you guys are in a marginal. But so yeah, you have some thunderstorms. Yes, we're not expecting anything too severe though up in Columbus. This is a severe day through this region down here. Not much up here, but some thunderstorms are possible up there. You are in a marginal, so still possible. You don't have much of a tornado risk up there though. Appreciate the follows, guys. Appreciate the follows and subs. Is this going to hit Clarksville, Tennessee? Not expected to be majorly severe for Clarksville. You guys are in that slight risk. If we push over and we take a look at our tornado risk, you're outside of that. I mean, you're in a 5% tornado risk. So 5% tornado risk, we still want to take seriously. And that's going to start to enhance probably for Clarksville, Tennessee at around 8 or 9 in the morning. We could get some isolated stuff moving in earlier than that, but this main squall line doesn't want to move through until then. We've got extended tornado warnings. Let's go over where we have these tornado warnings again observed. Van Zant, Texas, Rains, Texas, moving off to the north and east. Hopkins, Delta, Lamar, Texas. Red River and McCurtain, Oklahoma, Red River, Texas, Smith, Texas, Wood, Texas. McCurtain, Oklahoma, Red River, Texas. Yeah, those areas. Any tornadoes in the tornado alley warnings? Wait, what? Any tornadoes in the tornado alley warnings? There's tornado. Yeah, there's observed tornadoes in these tornado warnings. In Rolla, Missouri, how are you feeling about this area? Thanks, Willow. Let's check Rolla, Missouri. Rolla, Missouri. Here we go. Where are you guys? Yeah, you guys are luckily, well, not luckily, you guys are going to get a ton of rainfall. I'm worried about flash flooding in Rolla, but I'm not too worried about tornadoes, hail, or wind. There is a wind threat very far up to the northeast, guys. Look at this wind threat up here. All the way up into Louisville, basically a 30% wind threat. Pretty significant wind threat. Okay, we just had this tornado warning extended down here. Let's quickly take a look. Santi. Let's see. I messaged you Discord. Let me know if muting the channel for yourself worked. I'll get that stuff sorted out. Feds, what's going on? Yeah, for any of my subs who are in my Discord, by the way, yeah, if you sub on TikTok or become a member on YouTube, you'll get access to the Discord. But for anyone who's in there, you should be able to mute any of the announcement channels if you don't want to get spammed with tornado warnings. But every time there's a warning, flood, tornado, or severe, especially PDS or emergency, it'll let you know where it is. It'll show you on the radar and give you all the details. Northwest Florida Panhandle on Sunday. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I don't think our HRRR is going to go. Let's see how far HRRR goes. It's going to be close. Oh, so close. Yeah, it's looking pretty spicy. You know, I don't know. We might get it enhanced out there. Here's our day 3 and probabilistic. So we might get it enhanced out here on the Panhandle. There's definitely going to be a tornado, hail, and wind threat. Florida Panhandle Sunday. No question. It's how significant is the tornado threat going to be? How significant is the wind and hail threat going to be? It's going to be there. There's going to be a threat for it, but is it going to be, you know, we got to, let's wait until we get into the day 2 outlook, and then we'll probably have a better idea if we're going to go enhanced. I doubt we're going to go moderate, but we might go enhanced. So we'll see, but that threat's going to be there. Timing for Murfreesboro, Tennessee tomorrow. Yeah, we can take a look there as well. Xtina, what's going on? Timing. Oh, that's the NAM 3K. I do like the NAM 3K, but we'll stick with the HRRR for now. Murfreesboro, Tennessee tomorrow. Why can't I remember where? I know where Murfreesboro is. One second. Why? Oh, yeah, this one's spelled differently. I forgot. Are you sure you didn't spell that wrong? Oh, Murfreesboro. There it is. Yeah, let's look into this. There's a slight threat from discrete cells today. We'll have to see what happens here with this timing. Tomorrow at around, you guys are Eastern, I think. Tomorrow at around 1 Eastern. And then this looks to me to be your most significant threat. So this would be around 7 Eastern for you guys. 7, 8, 9. But we could get a second round here, 11, 12. So I'd say 7. Let's just call it 6 to 12 tomorrow. Because we've got one kind of squall line, QLCS wanting to dip down, and then you've got a second and a third. It's really, you could get 3, depending on how far south this one drops in the morning. You could get 3 waves of severe weather tomorrow. The most intense looks to be in the evening towards nighttime, though, after the sunset. But there's a few different shots of severe weather for you there. What do we got? Really quickly, I want to double check on these tornadoes. People need to know what's going on here. All right, radar indicated tornado, $half size hail headed towards Wright City and off to the northeast in Oklahoma. Observed tornado on the ground here. This one actually looks like it might be pretty distant. Moving over Clarksville up towards Idabel, Broken Bow, Oklahoma, and you want to be on the bottom floor of your home. If you can be indoor, interior room, no windows, or in a shelter. There is rotation here in this. Moving over Clarksville up towards Idabel. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Broken Bow, Oklahoma. There's definitely rotation here. This one looks pretty strong. This one looks pretty strong heading up towards Clarksville, Texas. Bagata, Texas, Talco, Texas. That one looks pretty significant, actually. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's move down here. Another observed tornado heading towards Winsboro. This one could be EF2. This one, that's a tight rotation. Do we have something on our correlation coefficient? This is a tight rotation. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. This one's heading up to, let's watch it. This one's heading, might go just to the east of Yantis, Texas, up towards Como, Texas, to the west, hopefully, of Winsboro, but it's heading up in that region, and to the west of Quitman, Texas. And this one looks like a pretty decent tornado as well. These all look structurally okay. Sometimes you look at them and you're like, there's nothing on the ground. These all look like you could have something on the ground. There's the rotation heading towards Hideaway in Lindale, Texas. So all of these tornadoes, you can actually see by the shape. Let's go to this radar. You can actually see all. Look at the notches in all these. Notch, 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 notch. You can see the rotation. If you watch this line here, you can see them all rotating. Can you guys see that? Watch it. All rotating. Rotation, rotation. Rotation, rotation. This is probably going to rotate, heading up towards Canton and Grand Saline again. Nervous about that one down there as well. It's not tornado warned yet. Some severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, we have a tornado warning. Observed. Oh, no. Observed flash flooding. Lime-sized We have a tornado. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's a discrete setup out here, guys, in Kentucky and Tennessee. Not like this wouldn't be a large tornado outbreak, but there's a bunch of little cells up here that could produce something. We now have a tornado warning. Oh, and this looks, okay, this looks potentially dangerous. Again, look at this shape here with the inflow. This is headed up to the east-northeast towards Gracie, Kentucky, and Hopkinsville. Is anyone in Hopkinsville in this chat? Let's take a look at our velocity on this. There's rotation. And anything in a correlation coefficient. Definitely hail. Definitely rotation. I think we actually have a tornado on the ground here. Look at it hooking like this. So, Linton, Kentucky. Cadiz, Gracie, Hopkinsville region. Get somewhere safe. Bottom floor, interior of your home, away from windows, or in a storm shelter if you have one. Am I crazy, or is that not Kentucky? It is, okay. Interesting storm there. Is Northern Illinois good through the night? Yeah, Northern Illinois is chilling. You guys should be good. You guys should be good. Central Indy as well. You guys are in a little bit of severe weather, but your tornado chances are close to none. Close to none. Not none, but close to none in Central Indy, including around Indianapolis. It's small hail and strong winds is probably what's most the thing we're watching around your area. You know what I'm saying? Nashville, Tennessee, you got a 5% tornado risk tonight, and then moving into tomorrow, that switches off into a 5% as well. You've got like 36 hours of being in a 5% tornado risk. Discrete cells, multiple squall lines want to try and push through your area. So something to keep weather alerts on. You're not in the highest tornado risk zone, but a 5% still a 5%. That means at any one point in this 5%, there's the possibility of a tornado within 25 miles. There's a 5% possibility of a tornado within any point, within 25 miles of any point in this region. If that makes sense. Timing wise for Nashville, let's actually switch quickly over to the HRRR. Bowling Green needs to watch out as well. Bowling Green, there's a tornado on the ground out to your, well, pretty far out to your west near Hopkinsville, but there's some discrete cells in the area. Timing wise, those flash flood warnings are everywhere. Timing wise for Nashville, we'll see if that dives down and brings some severe weather. It could around 10 a.m. Tomorrow Eastern, and then this secondary severe weather coming through at around 5 p.m. Eastern. So you've got 10 a.m., 10 to 11, 12 in the afternoon, and then you've got another squall line wanting to push through around 5, 6, 7, and then you could be, and then, okay, here's the issue too, guys. Do you see all this rainfall that's moving out in this region? All the ground out here is soaked. These areas cannot take any more rain right now. Most of these have anywhere from 3 to 6, some even 9, 10 inches. And here comes a lot of rain. This is when the flash flood emergencies may be issued after this event. So we need to watch that closely. Radar indicated, still observed. Give me a second, guys. Let's get updates on here. I need to get up and stretch. I was working before I got on here, so I've been sitting all day. This looks like a tight tornado right here, guys, heading up towards Idabel and Broken Bow, Oklahoma. This looks like a tight tornado right here, heading out towards Talco, Bogota, and Clarksville. This looks like it wants to go right over Clarksville, where that other one is. I hope this thing misses Clarksville. These are decent looking couplets, guys. This one's a good looking couplet as well. This one's a good looking couplet as well. All of these look like they're on the ground. Sometimes they don't look impressive. All of these look like they're on the ground, potentially. Get in a safe spot if you're out here in Eastern Texas. In the path of any of these right here. I just need to stretch. Give me one second, guys. My back is killing me. We'll talk about Bowling Green in a second. Woo! Stretch. Oh my gosh. Been sitting in a chair all day. Ah, there we go. Stretch my legs. Down here. Okay. Okay, I think I'm good. It's a physical job. You know what? I need one of those standing desks. This is what I need. I'll have to invest in that. Yali, what's going on? Okay. This just spams me while I'm at school. Don't forget to stretch your fingers and toes. There you go. There's my fingers. Yali, is the Discord yelling at you too? Let me know if muting the channels where the warnings are constantly coming out, if that helps. I'll fix it though if it's blowing up everyone's Discords. I have my Discord muted right now. You should just be able to go and mute your Discord when you want to. My Discord's muted, so I'm not getting blown up by alerts. It should work. Let's see. Kalyana, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, I keep mine muted. I keep mine muted like all the time because I can't stand it. When I open it, I unmute it. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, guys, I'm taking questions. I'm taking questions. 1 second. Yeah, Santi's been like, it's blowing me up. I'm like, just mute it. Yeah, Bowling Green. Yali, we got a problem out here. We've got a problem. What time is it? Okay, I don't know. Okay, let me cover Bowling Green first. I'm not going to be on for terribly long. It's like I said, on Fridays I typically do stuff with my family, but I'll be on Discord giving updates as this moves into the Texarkana region, likely around 6 to 7 p.m. Central. 6 to 7 p.m. Central. We go to B-dubs every Friday night. 6 to 7 p.m. Central. So I'll be on there updating everything with Texarkana because we already have a ton of tornado warnings, which is a tad bit concerning to me. Bowling Green. Let's go to 18Z. I know a lot of people are asking about Bowling Green. All of this could produce tornadoes. Not necessarily, but it's a discrete setup. So Bowling Green, I think you're central. So 4 p.m. Central, 4 p.m.-ish. Well, we're past that point. That's because this is the 18ZH triple R. Well, are we? No, 4 p.m. Central, we're not. That's like in 12 minutes. So beginning now, we could get a lot of storm initiation out here. And then this is your first QLCS that wants to potentially dive through Bowling Green. Looks like it will. This is going to be around 6 Central, and then maybe a second round. 6 a.m. Central, by the way. 6 a.m. Central, and then maybe a second round later in the day at around 3 or 4 p.m. Central. The rainfall is probably a bigger threat, though. The rainfall is probably the biggest threat for Bowling Green. Tornadoes are on the table, but wait, let me see. Kalyana, really needs to post all the links from all the media you're broadcasting on in your about. Yeah, I have all of that on my. I actually have all of that in my Insta and in TikTok. I don't have it on my YouTube. So actually, that's a good point. I'll fix that when I get off. That is a good point. Ohio's not looking too bad. Ohio's the biggest risk, in my opinion, to Ohio's flooding today. You could get some strong thunderstorms, but nothing's supposed to be too severe. Southwest Indiana. Let's take a look at our tornado threat today. Southwest Indiana is in a slight, so not a slight, a 10%, but is in that 10% and very, I mean, we're talking like very, very far southern Indiana. So Evansville, out towards close to Louisville, Kentucky. So Clarksville for you guys there. So there's a tornado chance. There's a significant wind chance for southern Indiana, though. If we take a look at our wind chances today, look at southwestern Indiana in that, I believe that's 30% risk zone for high winds. So destructive winds are 100% possible in southwestern Indiana. So we need to pay attention to this. This stuff's going to start moving in at around 11 Eastern, 12 midnight, and it won't be done blowing through probably through Indiana until about 4 or 5 in the morning Eastern. So This is going to be very late night into the morning. This is going to be your damaging wind right here. That squall line right there. Houston for tomorrow. Yeah, let's take a look at our upgraded. Let's take a look at our upgraded tornado threat for tomorrow. They've still got it. Actually, they've got Houston in the 5%. So let's watch out down there in Houston. Stay weather alert tomorrow for tornadoes. They do have you in the 10% for wind and then 10% for hail as well. You're very close to that. You're very close to that 30% hatch hail. You could get some large hail in Houston tomorrow. It's not impossible. It is not. All right, let's get back. I need to make sure I know what's going on with our tornadoes. Let's take a quick look. Switch this back here. Alrighty, let's see. Let's take a quick update on our tornadoes. We do have baseball size hail. Tornado warning, radar indicated out here just to the southwest of Hopkinsville. Let's take a look at how this thing looks right now. What is going on with my radar? Definitely still rotating, probably on the ground. Doesn't look insanely strong right now, but it does look like we have a tornado on the ground. Out to the southwest of Hopkinsville with a lot of hail. There's that baseball size hail. So heading out towards Montgomery, Kentucky, Gracie, Kentucky, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and everything in between. Let's check on our tornado warnings in here. Radar indicated $half size. Hail. This is headed up towards, there's like nothing out here, but there's got to be something. Octavia, Sherwood, Mount Herman, Oklahoma. Wright City, it looks to have passed over Wright City, but it's close. It might be about to move through Wright City, Oklahoma. Not looking super impressive on the radar, but you got to take these seriously. Observed tornado right here. This is pretty impressive on the radar, heading up towards Idabel, Broken Bow, Haworth, Oklahoma. This is another impressive look on the radar, and this one is moving out into the northeast towards Talco, Texas. This one's decently impressive looking on the radar, heading right towards Como, Texas. This one is another decent looking couplet that looks to head, that almost looks to split Lindale and Manola, but I'd be in a safe spot if I was in either of those cities. Oh, okay, this was just extended. This thing looks pretty powerful. Let's take a look at this. You can see the spin right here, about to move over Talco, Texas. Get bottom floor of your home, interior, in a closet away from windows if you're in any of these areas, guys. Or a storm shelter if you have one. They will come to this channel, but if it's like... I appreciate that, Kalyana. Yeah. I'll add all that. I'll add all that after the stream. I have it on all my other social medias. I don't know why I didn't add it to... I don't know why I don't have that on YouTube. My channel's newer on YouTube. I've had TikTok for a while, so it's a good point, though. But I really appreciate that. Seriously, I appreciate you doing that. Paris. You guys don't have much going on out there. This main severe threat has actually passed off to your east, as you can see. So, thunderstorms out here. You can get some hail and wind out here. Tornado chances are pretty low. Your SIGTOR parameters are moving off to the east here. So I'm not too worried about Paris at this point. Not France, Texas. Jonesboro, again, let's look at our timing for Jonesboro, because Jonesboro's had a lot going on around it over these past few days. Let's get back into our 19Z of the HRRR. So Jonesboro, here we go, up in northeastern Arkansas. Now, again, we could see discrete cells out here form a tornado before this main QLCS, quasi-linear convective system, so squall line, before that makes its approach into Jonesboro. But if you're looking at the most likely timing for a tornado, when it's most likely to happen, 10, 11, 12 central, somewhere in there. We'll call it 10 to 12 central. And we'll see what happens, because you could get another line. You can see how this is moving really early in the morning too, 4, 5, 6. So after 10 p.m. tonight and then through the morning hours, we need to watch out in Jonesboro, up there towards Blytheville, Union City as well, Paducah, Kentucky. What's going on, Brenny? Slade, Kentucky? Get in the Discord if you're a sub. Join the Discord. I answer a lot of questions on there too. Sometimes if I can't answer in here, I'll answer on Discord. Brenny is Brenny Kentucky? Did I spell that wrong? Did I say? Oh, that was your name. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I confused him. That's funny. Slade. Oh my god, my dyslexia really showed there. Really showed. 2% tornado risk out there. 2% tornado risk out there. Let's take a look really quickly at our wind threat for you guys. Wind threat's a little bit more. You're in that 15%. Not much of a hail threat out there. So day 2 though, you getting that slight, and then you're back in a 2% tornado warning, and some hail and wind threats as well. Overall, not looking super severe. I'm still convinced a lot of people out here, your biggest threat is going to be the flash flooding, up there in eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, potentially. I think that's what we're really worried about. But tornadoes are possible up there. You know, especially, you know, western Kentucky is what I'm a little bit more concerned with. We'll call it Louisville and West. Louisville. Is it Louisville? 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 I know everyone from Kentucky calls it Louisville. Louisville. Right? Louisville? I think that's what Kentucky will. Louisville. I'm from Florida. I've always called it Louisville. Someone made fun of me the other day for saying Louisville or Louisville. User Jamie, I appreciate you. Yeah, Louisville. Kentucky's called Louisville. I'm sorry, it is definitely not Louisville. That's an accent. It's Louisville. Louisville. It's like there's like a I. There's like a I in there. It's not Louisville. That's the Kentucky accent. Louisville. That's an accent. Louisville. Yeah. Like Louisville, no. Louisville is more like Louisville, yeah. Houston tomorrow. Yeah, Houston tomorrow. We're going to have a hail and wind threat. The tornado threat isn't going to be that high. You're right on the border of that 2 and 5%. Tornadoes are possible in Houston tomorrow. Likely EF0, EF1. Not impossible to get a SIGTOR. But we were just looking at that. Houston is in right between the 2 and 5% chance for tornadoes tomorrow. That's kind of your 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5 threat. Not super high, but we need to have weather alerts on all day. Large hail is probably the biggest threat there. Your radar doesn't show any of this. That's because this is a model. And this is the radar. That was a model out ahead. Louisville. I like Louisville. I like Louisville. I like Louisville. I think it sounds nice. The Louis. Parking the car in the garage tomorrow. I would do that. Yeah, Lubbock snow. Yeehaw. Thanks, Yali. Did I get it? Everybody, I appreciate you. Yeah, you guys want to see snow potential out here? I guess we can... actually, I like the NAM 3K. Let's check on the NAM 3K. Is it going to give me snow? Thank you. Here's the latest from the NAM 3K on snow. What the heck is this doing? What is this doing? Okay, don't look at the NAM 3K. Don't look at this. Is dumb. What is the NAM 3K doing with snow? That's not going to happen. Pretend you didn't just see that, guys. Yeah, I swear. Okay, you know the thing from Men in Black, like where you like, chink. Okay, you forget everything you just saw. All right, guys, you ready? Forget everything you just saw. Okay. Now let's look at what is really possible to happen. Man, they've actually gone up on the snow, though. Lubbock, 2 to 3 inches. Lubbock, 2 to 3 inches. Armorillo. Is this supposed to be said in the Spanish with the Spanish double L or the Armorillo? We're gonna call it. Is the HRRR thing's 5 to 6 inches? This is actually uptrended. Why does it want to put snow in Oklahoma City? It does have that snow off to the northwest of Oklahoma City, Ponca City down to El Reno, 2 to 3 inches. Hey, not impossible. I'll look at one more thing, and then we got to get an update on our tornado warnings. Yes, that was my memory wipe. Yes. Hopefully I didn't make you all just forget your entire life. Look at the GFS, guys. What are these doing? All right, now really quickly, guys, really quickly, I just give me 2.5 seconds, and I'm back to answering your questions and updates on tornadoes. I need to see what the Euro's saying, because this is actually doing, what is going on with this uptrend in snow? I just need to know what the latest Euro is saying. Give me a second. This doesn't make any sense. No, yeah, the latest Euro, yeah, no, the latest Euro wants like none of that. Thinks it's all garbage. I think Radar Omega's having a seizure. If you want me to be honest. Yeah. I don't care. I'll trust the Euro over that crazy short range. I think this is going to be a 2 to 4 day, and I don't think any of this is going to exist really, maybe except for a strip, but it's going to be a lot of mixing. So don't believe anything you're seeing. But hey, if I'm wrong, at least exciting for you if you want snow. You know, Fort Smith, Arkansas. How much is that green on GFS behind New Mexico? Well, I missed it. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Is that what I heard? Fort Smith, Arkansas. Oh yeah, you guys are okay. So you guys are Western. You guys are really. It's crazy how quickly this goes from a 30% hatch to a 15% hatch to like a 5 to a 2. What's happening is you guys look like you're in a pretty good spot right now. You're going to get rain, cooled air all afternoon into the early evening, and your instability is going to lower. So in my opinion, the biggest, and not just because of where this risk zone is, but because you're stuck in this rain, I even think this risk zone, they might switch it just out to the east here and cut off that part of the risk zone. I think you're looking pretty good out here. This rainfall is helping with your instability, not helping with your flash flooding. You are in a flash flood warning right now. But SIG tours aren't looking too likely in your area. Some wind, some small hail is possible. All right, really quickly, we've got an extended tornado warning, considerable damage threat. Let's take a look at our velocities. This does look like a good tornado heading right over Talco. Heading out to the northeast. I don't really even see any city names out here, but there's an airport, Russell Ranch Airport. There's no like city names. You guys know if you're out here. I'd say between DeKalb and Clarksville. If you're in between that region, get in a safe spot. Idabel and Broken Bow, and Haworth, Oklahoma. Again, looks like there's a decent tornado on the ground heading up in that direction. Mount Vernon, get somewhere safe. This one is starting to look impressive heading out to the west. Heading up to the north and east, but it's just to the west of Hideaway and Lindale, Texas. And this is heading up towards Holly Lake Ranch and everywhere in between. Lone Star, Pittsburgh, Texas, Dangerfield, get ready. This stuff's heading kind of in that direction. This one is very concerning right here, though. Heading right towards the middle of Clarksville and DeKalb. I'd get ready Clarksville, too. We've got another one right here heading up to the east. This, yeah, I think I said this out towards Mount Vernon. Yeah, this stuff's moving east. Trigg, Kentucky has a 2.75 hail in tornado warrant, it says. Oh, did they upgrade that? 2-inch hail. They have it as 2-inch hail right now as of the latest update. It's not looking crazy. The rotation isn't looking crazy impressive on the radar, but there is high velocities here, and this is just a crappy looking radar. I will tell you, the shape of this storm looks good. Its hail core is collapsing. I think the hail is collapsing. I think your hail is decreasing in size, but it is heading right towards Cadiz, Trilline, Gracie, Kentucky. It's probably going to go just to the northwest of Hopkinsville. It looks like it's de-intensifying a little bit, but it's hard to tell. I would treat this like it's a strong tornado still on the ground, heading up towards Nortonville as well, up in that region. But it may not even make it up there. Morgantown, Central City, Nortonville. We'll see. Supposed to have snow tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kayana, we'll see. I think it's going to be a lot of mixing. I don't know if that snow is going to fall. It's tough. The ground temperatures are pretty warm, so even if it does fall, a lot of that's going to melt right away. Blinded by the light. And NWS talks about snow mixed with rain. Yeah, I think it's going to be mixing. I hate... Wait, what? I hate something that close the hell with tornadoes. I'm over it, sir. Jaden, I appreciate you. What's going on, Jaden? Is Benton, Kentucky going to be okay from the storms coming from Texas? Benton, Kentucky? Benton, Kentucky. Benton, Kentucky out there. You guys, timing for you guys, you are going to have... You're in a 10% hatch for tornadoes. So have weather alerts on. And the timing for this, for Benton, Kentucky, is looking like it's right around... Let's see. If my HRRR would work. Sorry, guys. Come on. Oh, I have it on snowfall. Maybe I should take it off snowfall, huh? Yeah, Paducah down south towards Benton. You could have discrete cells moving through as early as 5 Central. So now, I'd watch out for weather alerts right now. We could have some cells moving through the area. Some storms firing off. Your main event looks to be, yeah, closer to 1 or 2 a.m. Central. And we could have lingering severe weather through the morning because of those multiple QLCS bands setting up. I don't think... Hey, anyone else over on YouTube, did you lose sound? Let's see. It shows sound still working. Or unless you're talking about Radar Omega losing sound. Actually, I think speaking of that, I think it did lose sound. So I'm going to reload it. Is Indianapolis getting a storm like Wednesday? No. You can get some light hail and some winds, but no, nothing like Wednesday. It's not going to be anywhere near that severe. Your tornado chances are almost zero. Not zero, almost zero. Camden, Arkansas. My aunt and brother live there, and I'm worried about them. Camden, Arkansas. Let's see. 10% hatch. They need to pay attention today. Let's look at our timing for Camden, Arkansas. I miss if you were talking about Middle Tennessee for Sunday. I don't see too big of a threat for Middle Tennessee on Sunday, no. To any severe weather. So Camden, Arkansas, I think you guys were right in here. Let me put that up again. Sometimes this thing doesn't want to load for me. Possible to get some discrete action during the day right now, but that main event looks to be moving through close to Camden at around 2 p.m. Central. We'll have to see how close it gets. You can see what this wants to do. Sorry, 2 a.m. Central. 2 a.m. Central, 4 a.m. Central. And then this right here is definitely going to have, they're going to have to watch out around this time as well, which is 10, 11, 12 in the afternoon tomorrow. 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 in the afternoon Central Time tomorrow. We'll be watching Camden around then as well as this moves over. Large hail, strong winds, and tornadoes are possible. I think there's going to be a potential flooding issue in and around Camden as well. Hopkins, Texas has expired. Okay, good. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, yeah, this sounds off. Radar Omega's been tripping lately, guys. This might expire. Golf ball size hail still. The tornado warning hasn't gone yet, but I'd still say Cade is Kentucky, however you pronounce it up there. Let's get an update on these. Observed tornado. Let's get an update on these. Still right there, about to head through Idabel and Broken Bow. This one's looking very strong. This one's looking very significant here. Heading up to the northeast between DeKalb and Clarksville. And then let's take a look at these again. This looks pretty good as well. There's an observed tornado on the ground. This looks like 2. I mean, we could have 2 tornadoes right here. It's possible. We have 2 centers of rotation here. There could just be one bigger mass as well. This is a little bit sketchy what's going on down here. Heading through Manola, out towards Haynesville, potentially to the east Equipment, up to the northeast towards Winsboro, Pittsburgh, Mount Pleasant. Prepare. Get in a safe spot. Bottom floor, interior, in a closet away from windows, or in a storm shelter if you can. This is Radar Omega that I'm using right now. Let me see if I can see anything on our correlation coefficient with these. Any droplets? Tons of hail. Tons of hail in here. I hope that's hail, not a debris field, but I think that's heavy hail. There's going to be a little debris mixed in there with that. So, can you zoom out all the way so I can see the map? Here's what's going on. This is where everything is right now. How far do you want me to zoom out? Like this? I'm just kidding. What's happening Sunday? We got a severe weather threat that's shifting down to the southeast. Tornadoes, large hail, and wind possible. We'll see if this upgrades to an enhanced. Right now we have a big slight pretty much from Tallahassee up to Macon, all the way up to western South Carolina, southwestern North Carolina, southeastern Tennessee, and then through much of Alabama and southeastern NOLA and southeastern Mississippi. Northeastern Arkansas, yeah, nothing's going on much up there, but Jonesboro, Blytheville, your timing for potentially dangerous weather tonight, or for the most dangerous weather tonight, it's going to come, you can see right here, around 10, 11, 12. We'll call between 10 and 1 Central. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central. Could happen a little early, a little later. Give or take an hour. These storms don't always move at the same exact pace. They speed up and slow down. Update for Louisville, Kentucky. My son is there setting up fireworks for the Thunder show on the 12th. Yeah, so let's look at Louisville. You guys, Louisville. Huh. There's a pretty decent wind threat up there. You could get some spin-ups from this discrete setup before, but your biggest wind, hail, and potentially tornado threat is going to be right around there, 4 a.m. Central, 3 a.m. So nocturnal tornadoes are a threat into tomorrow morning with Louisville. So that's a little concerning. We don't like nocturnal tornadoes. And then it turns into a major flood threat. This whole region, we're going to watch flash flooding threats for the next 48 hours as this moisture continues to funnel through nonstop. How does Pine Bluff, Arkansas look? Guys, I do have to get off here soon. I usually don't. I usually stream later on Friday, or because I got to do, I got to do stuff with my family. I hear my son out there. I want to go play with him. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. You guys are in a. Let's check it out. 30% hatch. Kind of a dangerous situation today. Most people, even in the highest risk zones, won't see a tornado, though, so nothing to freak out about. But definitely, so, okay, you guys are actually in a 15% hatch. Still, keep weather alerts on. Timing for Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Obviously, 80-plus mile-per-hour gust winds, 3-4 inch plus hail is possible. Not guaranteed possible. Pine Bluff, you could get some spin-ups around this time right here, 8, 9 p.m. Central. But this this thing is just riding right along the side. Looks like your main event. It depends how much rain you get out ahead of this. If you get some rain-cooled air, I would say we need to watch out. Yeah, 8 Central to about 5 a.m. I know it's a long time. 8 p.m. Central, about 5 a.m. tomorrow. And then this could bring you some tornado potential. Definitely high winds and hail at around 12 in the afternoon tomorrow as well. There's a couple shots of severe weather for people in this region. For some of you, it's not just one event; it's a couple. Yeah. YouTube does be doing that sometimes. Bailey, I'm using Radar Omega. I did post a video about this stuff today, going over this. And again, guys, if you're new here, I post every day and I stream every day. Some days I'm able to stream longer than others. The goal is to make this my full-time job one day, so I can be on here all the time, updating stuff. It's not yet, but all the support helps, so I appreciate you guys. I think anyone who followed or subbed. Francine, I appreciate that. What time will it hit Benton, Arkansas? Did we go over Benton, Arkansas? I could have sworn. Yeah, you guys could potentially start seeing thunderstorms as early as 4 p.m. Or this is actually back. I'm on the 18Z. So have you seen anything move through Benton earlier today? There's a discrete sellout ahead of it. The QLCS still looks like it doesn't want to approach until 6 to 7 p.m. Central. So you guys got about couple hours on that. I guess it's 4:16 over there. I'm on Eastern time, so but this main QLCS approaching around 7 Central, and you're in a little bit of a sketchy severe weather setup until about 1 a.m. So about 6 hour time frame there. And again, you see this second wave tomorrow, 11, 12, 1 Central, second wave of severe weather potentially for you guys. You know, I'd expect the first to be worst. You're going to have rain cooled air for the second. You may not have as much instability, but you got to treat them both. Like, you know, you got to have weather alerts on for both of these. Updates. Let's see. Considerable damage threat. Observed tornado. Let's get a quick update on these. This radar's terrible, whichever one it uses out here. Idabel Broken Bow still heading out that direction. This is a considerable damage. This is still a decent looking tornado. Looks to be on the ground. Again, it's getting closer to splitting Clarksville and DeKalb. And then this one down here, still looking pretty good. This looks like our signature right here, heading out to the west of Holly Lake Ranch, in between Holly Lake Ranch and Quitman. Although Holly Lake Ranch, these things wobble, so you have to be careful. You're going to get a lot of rain from this up in Ohio, but you're not going to see an insane amount of severe weather like you did before. Paducah does need to be prepared. You guys are... They did move this out. You're in that 10% hatch risk for tornadoes. SIGTORs, EF2 pluses are possible. SIGTORs are possible later, so... With this timeline, Paducah's central. So 11 p.m. tonight, 12, 1 in the morning. Have weather alerts on. Have a way to get woken up if you're asleep. Have a way to get woken up from a tornado warning, just in case. Just in case. Not that there's going to be a tornado through that area, but you never know. You just got better safe than sorry. So there's going to be several... Let me see here. Well, I missed that. So there's going to be several rounds for Central Arkansas. It does look like it's central. Yeah, this region, and Texarkana, like this region specifically that I circled, you're going to have kind of like one QLCS and a second one come through tomorrow. So it's like an evening thing tonight, and then evening afternoon thing today, and then a morning afternoon thing tomorrow. DFW is not looking too bad. We could have some thunderstorms pulling up from the south tonight that want to bring a little bit of wind and hail. You can see here you're not even in a tornado threat, though, right now. So DFW is not looking too bad. I know, y'all. I don't make the weather. It sucks. Can you tell me about Cape Girardeau, Missouri? We've moved up to a level 4. You have. Well, you're in this 10% SIG. So EF2 pluses are possible. We can take a look at what we think the timing for that will be. So, let me move this out here. Getting into 7 Central. You've got some thunderstorms moving into your area. And then really all the way until it's like a 7 to 10. We'll call it 6 Central to 10 Central. Severe as possible. You're probably still going to be in thunderstorms after, as you go into the morning hours, but the severe weather is likely going to be past. My throat is not giving me a break lately. Guys, I want to stay on right now. I gotta do some stuff today. I gotta hang out with the fam, hang out with my little son, and my wife. So, I'll be posting some updates. I'll be posting some updates. Obviously, I'll be updating all day on my Discord. And then on my TikTok as well, I'll be posting story updates. On my Instagram, Connor's Climate Corner. If there's any sort of PDS tornado emergency, flash flood emergency, I will be posting that stuff on my social medias. But I got to get off. I got to do stuff. And I'm sorry I can't be on longer right now. I do like to be on when this stuff is happening, but I also have to live my life right now. So I appreciate you guys. I may be back on later. That's definitely a possibility, so I'll let you know. But I may be back on streaming live later. But again, I'll be back on tomorrow, and I'll be on live tomorrow, likely much longer. So I appreciate all of you. I'm sorry I can't be on longer. Seriously, I am. I would like to be. But everyone, have a good day. Stay safe. Stay weather alert. This is again going to be throughout the evening and into the morning hours for a lot of Arkansas, eastern Texas, Tennessee, portions of western Kentucky, southeastern Missouri, southern Indiana. And then as we get into tomorrow, we're going to get Mississippi involved, Louisiana involved, and we're still going to see central Arkansas and eastern Texas, western Tennessee and southern Kentucky and southeastern Missouri potentially a little bit involved in that weather tomorrow as well. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll be putting updates on my TikTok and on my Instagram, and I'll be back on potentially later, but I will be back on tomorrow.